This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Are you confused about how to grow your wealth? Hey guys, welcome to Clear Investing Guide. I'm your host, and I'm here to simplify investing one step at a time. On this channel, we make complex financial topics easy to understand so you can grow your wealth with confidence. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced investor, you're in the right place. Today we're talking about something super exciting, dividends. You know, it's like getting paid just for owning a piece of a company. How cool is that? Alright, so let's start with the basics. What exactly are dividends? Well, think of them as a reward for being a partial owner of a company. When a company makes profits, they can share some of those profits with their shareholders. That's where dividends come in. It's like, you know when you own a rental property and your tenants pay you rent? Dividends are kind of like that, but for stocks. Let's break it down with a super simple example. Say you own 10 shares of a company that pays $1 per share annually in dividends. Guess what? You'd earn $10 in dividends just for holding those shares. Pretty sweet, right? Now, not all companies pay dividends. Some, especially newer or fast-growing companies, might choose to reinvest all their profits to fuel more growth. Now let's talk about the different types of dividends. The two main types are cash dividends and stock dividends. Cash dividends are probably what you think of when you hear the word dividend. It's literally cash paid directly to shareholders, usually on a regular schedule like quarterly or annually. It's like getting a little paycheck just for owning the stock. For example, if a company pays a $2 dividend per share and you own 10 shares, you'd receive $20 in cold hard cash. Pretty straightforward, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Some companies offer stock dividends instead of cash. With stock dividends, you receive additional shares of the company instead of money. It's like the company is saying, hey, thanks for believing in us. Here's a bit more ownership as a thank you. This increases your stake in the company without you having to buy more shares out of pocket. Okay, so now that we know what dividends are and the different types, let's talk about how the whole process works. There are a few key dates you need to know about when it comes to dividends. First up is the declaration date. This is when the company announces, hey, we're going to pay a dividend. They'll tell you how much the dividend will be and when it'll be paid. Next, we have the ex-dividend date, and this one's super important. It's the cutoff date to qualify for the dividend. If you want to receive the upcoming dividend, you need to own the stock before this date. Then there's the record date, which is usually just a couple of business days after the ex-dividend date. This is when the company takes a snapshot of who owns shares and is eligible for the dividend. Finally, we have the payment date. This is exactly what it sounds like, the day when the dividends are actually paid out to shareholders. Cha-ching, it's payday, baby. Now let's get into why dividends are such a big deal in the investing world. First off, dividends can provide a steady stream of income. This is especially great for retirees or anyone looking for some passive income. Imagine getting paid regularly just for owning a piece of a successful company. But dividends aren't just about immediate income. They can also supercharge your portfolio growth if you reinvest them. By automatically reinvesting your dividends to buy more shares, you're increasing your ownership stake over time. It's like compound interest on steroids. Another big plus is that dividend-paying companies are often more stable and established. These are usually companies that have been around for a while and have consistent profits. Think about it. If a company can afford to share its profits with shareholders regularly, it's probably doing pretty well, right? Alright, so we've talked about all the awesome things about dividends, but let's keep it real. There are some risks and things to consider too. First off, not all companies pay dividends, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some companies, especially in tech or other high-growth sectors, might choose to reinvest all their profits back into the business instead of paying dividends. Another thing to keep in mind is that dividends aren't guaranteed. Even companies with long histories of paying dividends can cut or eliminate them if times get tough. We saw this happen with some companies during the 2020 pandemic. There's also the tax aspect to consider. In most countries, dividends are taxable. They might be taxed as ordinary income or as qualified dividends, which often have a lower tax rate. Lastly, while dividend investing can be great, you don't want to focus on it to the exclusion of everything else. Diversification is still key in investing. It's all about finding the right balance for your personal financial goals and risk tolerance. And there you have it, guys. We've covered a lot of ground today, from what dividends are to how they work, and why they might be a great addition to your investment strategy. Remember, dividends can be a powerful tool for building wealth or generating income, but they're just one piece of the investment puzzle. Now I'm super curious. Do you invest in dividend stocks? Have you had any experiences, good or bad, with dividend investing? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more beginner-friendly investing tips. Remember, investing is a journey, and we're all learning together. So keep asking questions, stay curious, and most importantly, start taking action towards your financial goals. Until next time, this is Niv signing off. Happy investing, everyone.